First up, as we've just mentioned, it's not only the end of 2009, it's also the end of the decade. So what life lessons, Jane McDonald, have you learned from the noughties, I say?
Well, I'm actually learning from my colleague and friend here, when she's always said, live for the present. You know, stop thinking about
Christmas.
the future.
I always live for presents at Christmas.
Yeah. See what you did there?
I did, yeah.
And I must admit, I'm taking a page out of Carol's book because I am enjoying every moment that I've got at the minute. And I have found that time is such an important thing.
It's all you have, really, isn't it?
It is.
You have time, and that's the most important. You've always been, like, you know, planning everything, haven't you? And, like, you know, moving on to the next thing, and now you've stopped a little bit, haven't you?
And I never thought for 1 minute that my other half would top the beautiful ring that he gave me last year. But he has actually topped it, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm going to make an announcement now, because... Yes.
You're pregnant?
No. No, you've got to... Anyway, we're straight off the subject. He is actually leaving the Searchers. I know. He's... tonight is his last United Kingdom gig, and he's going to be spending a lot more time with me. So, I'm absolutely thrilled.
What will you do together now?
Well, he can do anything he likes, love, I tell you. I think it's going to be a great year for him as well, because he's got lots of things that he's always wanted to do, but he's always been away. He's never been able to do anything else but drum. So I wish him a very, very happy new year as well. So it's...
Oh, that's really good news.
I'm so thrilled, I can't even tell you.
So
That's changed a lot for you.
What would you say that you yourself have actually learned from the noughties, though? I mean, you say from Carol, you know, you're learning to live in the present. You've had a fairly tumultuous 10 years.
Well, 10 years ago, really, was probably the height of my career. I'd just got married. I had a Saturday night TV primetime show on BBC. I had sell-out concerts at the MGM Grand in Vegas, and the Palladium and the Royal Albert Hall. But yet, I wasn't happy. But now, I'm really content. I'm happy, and you know, although my career was a lot bigger then, you know, I've got such great fans who support me all the way, and I'm just grateful now that I'm happy, I'm content. So I've been through very, very highs, very, very much lows, but you always come out at the other end.
God, it really has changed for you, hasn't it?
Hugely.
So much, but nothing's really changed for me that way.
Oh, it has.
Well, no, it hasn't, because I started doing this job in 2000, and it's 2000 and coming up to 2010, so that's all the same. New Year's Eve 1999, I was in a pub with Mark, but that was my brother Mark. This year, I'll be in a pub with Mark, so that's not changed. Everything's the same. The only thing is that when in 2000, I turned 40, I went completely mad. I did. I had a terrible, terrible midlife crisis.
Did you?
Yeah, and I think it was because, I think when you turn 40, you do kind of realise, it kind of hits you that you've probably got less time left than you've already had.
Don't say that.
You know, realistically, you have. And I just went completely nuts. You know, started, you know, sleeping with the wrong people and doing things that I'd never done before in my whole life, completely wrong for about a year and a half, and I was totally insane. Now, I'm a little bit insane. I'm still a little bit mad, but I'm much, much calmer and actually much, much happier. I was very happy being 40 and being single, but, you know, meeting Mark, whoever would have thought that that would happen to me in this decade?
No,
I would never have thought. I would never have put myself down to say, right, by the end of the noughties or by 2010, I would be getting married. And I am getting married next year. So, yeah, I'm happier too.
And you've had a lot of bleach.
I've had a lot of bleach in my
so
hair. So have you, though, Sherrie.
Yes, I know, but I'm known for it. You wasn't known for bleach.
But you've changed a lot.
I've changed completely, I think, utterly. I mean, I started off... I had everything, really. I had a marriage, I had a restaurant in London, I had a beautiful house, I had everything. And I lost everything, but everything. Home, money, everything, gone. And through that time, it's taken me a long time to come back. But the only thing I'll say is, and don't ever do this, anybody, is waste years. I wasted 7 years looking back and thinking, if only, what if, could I have done, should I have done? that is such a waste.
But you
of
have
time.
to live through it, though, to
You
learn
have to
from
do,
it.
but
You can't-
regrets are futile.
Yeah.
You should never regret. That happened. Whatever it happened for, there must have been a reason it happened. Because you know why? I'm here
do it
now.
again.
I've got a daughter. I've got a beautiful grandson. I'm happier than I've ever been. And I know 2010 is going to be fantastic. It was a bereavement. I've got over the bereavement now. And it's finished. And I'm on to the next thing. And I'm looking forward to a lot of cocoa.
Do you know, I have to say that in a way, we're quite similar.
Yeah.
Because, you know, gosh, 10 years ago, my life was totally different, completely different. And then, you know, I've had some peaks and troughs, obviously, through that time. One thing I've learned, kind of bits and pieces from all of you, is I've not quite given up on the fairy tale, but the rose-tinted glasses are definitely off. But I feel like it's a healthier thing. It's a good thing. I've stopped trying to change things to how I think they should be. Things are just as they are, and that's great.
And you fit into them or around them.
Yeah, we all kind of slot in together rather than thinking, no, it should be like that. So let's take that square peg and that round hole and cram it in until it fits.
Doesn't
and
work.
you know, it doesn't work that way.
And you've got a lot of cocoa as well. That means sex.
Does it?
I mean, cocoa's a euphemism for sex.
Is it?
Well, I made it up.
Well, it is now. Well, where has the last 10 years gone? I mean, it does feel like it, doesn't it? Like the Millennium Eve was coming up and everything, and you just think that was yesterday. 10 years. Well, and you know, I'm 50 next year, and yeah, actually, I think I definitely have got less time than I've had. So you know, life does become kind of precious, especially as you know, two things happened to me in this decade. Like I lost my mum, and I was in the tsunami, and that just makes you think, well, you know, life is so precious and it's so fragile. And I've always said to you, haven't I? Yeah. Time is the only thing you have, and you should give as much time as you can to the people that you love, because that's it, you can't get that back. And when you really lose someone, you really recognise that.
I mug to all the loose women, all our wonderful viewers and all our audience. A great 2010 to all of us.
Here,
Cheers.
It is water. How
What's that all
disappointing.
about?
Ladies, I will see what I can do.
Christmas in a minute, and this hair.
Right, time for us to have a quick pit stop before we talk gifts from our loved ones. But first, let's take a peek at who Zoe is kissing under the mistletoe. It's Jack D. Come on, lovely. Ooh.